still proceeds, bringing the word to the people, the show of the people, for the people, about rugby league and other sports. How's everyone this week, boys?
Hey, Roddy, how are you?
Good,
yeah,
man.
Good.
Good, right, man.
Not much has changed from last week, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking
just,
that driving here.
Yeah, sort of just carrying on about my daily ways, trying to stay as active and get as much done as possible while obviously keeping in that sort of isolated environment, trying to follow the rules, trying to obey the social distancing laws.
Hardest part
and also
is
try not to go insane.
the rumour mill, I reckon. Like every week, like Facey or whatever, you hear, I've heard this will be happening next week. You get to that week, nothing at all.
That's it,
And things like that. So you don't know what to bank on. Like now you could just go buy toilet paper at most supermarkets.
Yeah.
Where 2 weeks ago, where it was meant to be almost a Holocaust was happening, bunker down. Freddie was going to be like one of those.
I forgot to press live.
I was wondering about live, but that's good. Isn't there a show on?
Yeah, no, I was telling Dano, Reese Kettle, telling you too, when Reese Kettle didn't give a fuck. He was waiting to come on, but then I mentioned it to him and he was like, oh, yeah, shit.
We should have called in and got the Reese on the blower.
I reckon he'll probably prefer to have his out premiere coming on when he's actually sitting here.
Yeah, well,
so we can get him
hopefully
on the
that'll
skull and on the curl as well. And
hopefully that'll be sooner rather than later.
Yeah, well.
Have you maintained being active? They say it's important to get in routine. Have you been doing any training, Dano?
Been doing tiny bits and pieces. I did a tiny little workout at home. I need to get myself some dumbbells or something. Fuck me.
Well, I'll tell you, man, to get in contact with, because this man does train like a beast. Al Weller trains every day. Every day. He's invited me to train with him. So
I've seen all his stories on Facebook and that.
Oh, man.
Non-stop, the big fella.
That's his go. He's got no... I told him to get KO because he doesn't have KO or nothing at the place where he lives. I said, spend the $25 a month and you'll be sweet. Give you something.
That's probably
else.
why he's out there training. That's why I'm sitting inside. I got KO and just watching footy all day.
Yeah,
it's hard too. Like, and when I work graveyard shifts, if I don't have to work the next day, but when I wake up, I'm just watching TV for a day. I force myself to go for an hour or something, do stuff, go walking. You can see people are taking more notice in certain areas. I don't know about anywhere else. What about around your way, Dano? But around Albion and that, there might be a lot of people down the park, but they're not near each other.
Yeah, well, I've seen a lot of people getting out, like a lot more people getting out and about, walking their dogs, just trying to do anything to get out of the house. A lot of people stretching the boundaries to a point, but like, I suppose as long as they're out and exercising,
I reckon so.
I kind of feel like it's somewhat. You see more people out exercising than you usually would. They're like, oh, fuck it, I'll use isolation to get fit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now
yeah, like your New Year's resolution.
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone's an expert now, but
it's like when sometimes it's raining and then for some reason there's all these hardcores out in the rain just running like it's a fucking Rocky movie. It's kind of like in that aspect, everyone's like, fuck it, there's a disease going around, but I got to keep fit, even they're straight off the couch.
It was like there was sightings in an area of Nunda of a Chilean gentleman running with a garbage bag on him before he filled in for Uruguay in the Uruguay international.
Was it a sweatsuit or did he actually have a garbage
bag, my friend?
Wow.
And then backed it up with
Uzi or Uzi Junior?
Uzi Senior.
Shit, bro.
He was ripping in. When he decides to do something, Jackson Uzabega,
you just should have got Snap.
Yeah.
And we would have been using that every single week.
I was getting updates by his housemate who found it quite amusing, young Daniel Lane, and he said, "This is a true story. He's out running in a garbage bag."
He's definitely not the smartest bloke cutting around. There's probably puts a bit of truth in.
Would you say with Ooze, he's just one of those compulsive dudes when he does something like, all right, going out for a drink, it's rip and tear on the drink. If 100%. It's all right, I'm going to focus on I'm
ripping and tearing.
Yeah,
I'm going to focus at training, and he's been tearing in at training. Like, knowing him, you wouldn't believe that he goes to university. But like, he obviously, when he decided to focus on things, he's a very focused individual.
Did it look like he split the bag just with his hands to poke through, or did he actually cut it out?
Fit then. This would have been just like
He
the
never got a-
It'd be
cheapo.
at the
he's-
bottom had the tie off yellow strap. You know, like
he never got a pen license. I doubt he would be able to use scissors. He would have just had to pull it to a spot, put his head to it, and then just quickly.
It would have
put the
been
arms
just a
through it.
cheapo job. Yeah,
It would have
get the
been.
cheapest Garbo bag, rip it up. Go, I'm only going to need this once,
Yeah.
maybe twice, and that's it.
Yeah, I remember one of my mates, Addo, he got shred before one of his fights. It was, I think he had a fight out of like the footy clubhouse at Caboolture, an MMA fight, and he was
So you should have a few in the car park
Yeah.
too, getting
Bro,
into,
yeah.
getting into that
he,
place.
he was jacked as, and he was doing a lot of before his cut, right? So he had to cut down. I think he was fighting below under 71 kilos or something. And to cut down, he was out jogging with the sweatsuit on, and one of his mates was like, bought one and was like, Addo, I'm doing it, but nothing's going on. He's like, well, how's your diet and your normal working out? He's like, not
Yeah,
existent.
yeah. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Just expected the sweatsuit to do everything.
That's pretty much what I think Uzi was doing. Uzi was like, oh, you know what? I got to drop some weight. Quickly throw a plastic bag on and get out for a run. I was like, yeah, but did you have Big Mac for breakfast and maybe quarter pounder for lunch? Maybe pizza for dinner?
Oh
Did you do
yeah.
anything else? Nah.
One of my mates who likes to stay fit always says, we always talk about paying the price. That was going to do some training on a Monday, or going to the gym, doing whatever, getting the sweat up. So if you've gone for a drink Saturday night,
Yeah.
you got to
Oh,
pay the
yeah.
price to
That was the worst thing,
detox. Or
especially a couple of years ago when we 2 or 3 years ago, we used to all fucking after games.
Oh,
You'd be
everyone.
sore as fuck, and you'd hit town, and you'd get heavy on it, and you're still custard Tuesday. by the time you get
oh,
to
you,
train.
yeah, Monday work would feel horrible.
Yeah, and then
it'd be
Tuesday
disgusting.
night you get to train, you feel on shit house, and then you just get a half a flog, and you're like, oh well, that's me for the year. I'm gonna retire.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
If I like last week, I was sweet. I didn't drink for 4 days, and then that podcast night after you left, I totally ripped myself. Like just wrote myself up doing all the editing and shit on this, the very minimal that I can do. But I was just like chuck in some fucking relaxants and some of the shit I had over there, and then I was just like I didn't remember calling 3 of my cousins in America, and then having a full Skype session with one of them who's highly religious, and
That must be good talking to you. The highly
was
religious
trying to,
people must love seeing you.
I was trying to get my hands on some of that bloke in a barbie for tonight too.
It's not bad drink.
But
I haven't had some for a
it
while.
looks like
but not-
fucking Paisler has gone and bought the whole fucking stock from the Stafford Tab, so we got to wait till
Yeah, well,
Wednesday. Arvo
who's the
comes
real
in.
villain here? There's
Mm.
2, Carol and Paisley. Okay, the 2 people we can blame for this.
Unravel.
fuck, it's not a bad problem for Kent to have.
Oh,
Sell
them
and
out
it's
that
good.
quickly.
It's good. But I was talking to the bloke down the Stafford. He reckons they got a pallet in and it sold out in an hour. Completely sold out. There was no
Once you had to go over to the West End, the Melbourne.
more.
I remember
Yeah,
going there a couple of years ago, and now he's expanding. He was talking on the Scope, Justin Horro and Isaac John, because the rules. They produce it. So the episode that they did last week, they had Dean and Kemp.
They produced Deanan.
No, they
Kemp's on.
produced the Scope.
Oh, okay.
Horoscope, so-
Yeah, yeah.
So like Isaac John jumps on a lot. The last couple of episodes, I think, or even Dean Kemp's been on there.
Yeah.
And just talking a few things, like, and what did surprise me a bit, he was going how he thinks that the NRL should be coming to him, or the rules, or okay, this is going to be the most comical, Clarkie's rugby league column, and ask him about how to get good content and that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The guy from Clarkie's rugby league column, I'm not a fan at all. I'm trying to hold back what I really want to say.
Just say
One
it,
of my
bro.
mates,
Just say it.
one of our mates, Kim Ingebrigtsen, Kim bagged him that much. Clarkie's rugby league column has blocked Kim because someone tagged Kim into something, and Kim's reply was, "Do not ever tag that fucking peanut into my post again. That bloke knows nothing about football." My shock is
Who is Clarkie?
Dane Clark is his name. He's never played football. He's just like, armchair critic, which is fair enough. You can do that. He does seem to have a lot of views on fixing the game and the world. And I don't know, Nate, he likes Nate. Everyone likes Nate. Shout out to Nate Gladden and the Rugby League in America podcast. Looking forward to our hookup on Good Friday morning.
Oh, yeah.
Talk some tripe. I don't know. Like with this guy, he went on about the NRL ad where they things like this, like where they had Latrell with the Indigenous flag, and the thing was too, Latrell didn't ask that to happen. They told him to do that. You know what I mean? Like when they made it, the NRL probably did go a bit overboard trying to do a few things, but what can you do? Those sort of things. The NRL has a lot of areas they need to fix, like with marketing and things like that and content. But to be more like Bloke in a Bar or the rules, they're unique shows where they can say whatever they want. An NRL type thing they live by more boundaries than those other boys.
Yeah, but you can see they can say when they want once they're out of the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, you have that freedom.
Yeah.
Where it's a thing like that. It's like the stories with Benny Matt that Mitch Paisley told us when he was training with him, where Benny was doing his own podcast, and he made some comments about something that were taken out of context. And at the time, he was working with the Storm 20s, so he got contacted by the hierarchy at the Storm and just asked, "Was it true?" He said that, and he didn't say what was heard. It just Chinese whispers half got back to the boss and things like that. So those type.
Lucky
of
no one takes any of the shit we say out of context.
Yeah.
Fuck me, would be.
That's the thing.
But if I was an NRL player, I would definitely be trying to do my own work to build my own brand, not relying on like.
Jarrell was talking on what was one of those strength coach guys on Insta video today, and he said, and they asked Jarrell what would he have given his younger self advice, and he said, market your brand more. Do things, like educate yourself a bit more in different things, but like spread your brand out. And you got to be careful like that. Like Dugan and Fafita went on a podcast and they just expressed opinions how they didn't like Buzz Rosfield. They thought he was a cockhead.
Yeah.
They got fined for this from the NRL. Things like that.
But there's certain guidelines,
and there is too, and those guidelines.
And they should know these guidelines.
And I don't know whether like what it's like. It'd be your work, Freddie, but places I've worked at, Dano, when they've got a bigger name company sort of thing, if you're not allowed to. They tell you regularly about bagging the company out on social media, and they have people
they troll through and they see you.
When I worked at the Kmart warehouse. One of the ladies, the older ladies, was asking me stuff about Facebook one day. And I said, "Oh, why is that?" She asked if you deleted something, would it still be on there? And
100%.
Yeah, and I said, it might not be able to be read by me now looking at your page, but if they've seen something, got people looking, it's like sending someone a text message or messenger message. They screenshot it. They'll have records of what you said.
Have I told that story about me and Raz on Instagram? On it?
No.
Oh, so usually me and Raz had this tradition where on Christmas night we'd get together, rip our clothes off, and get a photo hugging each other naked.
Oh yeah,
right, yeah.
You've mentioned this to me,
but I've mentioned on this.
Does that shock you, Dano?
Nah, not one.
Nah, because Raz.
Oh yeah, maybe because Raz is a straight dude.
Raz just lives down the road, and this one 2 Christmases ago we did it up here, and I was holding Raz, so Raz would jump up into like his legs into my arms, and below Raz's thigh you could just see the tip of my cock. And I posted on my personal Instagram, and I go to sleep that night, and in the morning, Christy's sister is messaged me like, "Oh, you get your penis off Instagram, you'll get like deleted."
Yeah,
but even like that photo, like I deleted it straight away, but it was up for 6 hours, and it's definitely like when they search that kind of stuff.
What's those Russian birds? They're banned and they were politically protesting and shit like that. There was this photo of all these birds topless protesting in Russia.
You have started using premium Pornhub, yeah?
No. I put this photo up. I get a message. Your picture was deemed inappropriate for Instagram. And like, look at Facebook now. Once Reece Titty went to his birthday party many years ago. He had a dress on, and you could see the bottom of his nuts. He put that photo up. No one even noticed it. He got a message from Facebook. if you put another one of these photos up, you'll be barred for 6 months. Now you can get people to have links to porn sites and things like that.
Because Twitter's a free for all, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
Twitter, you can watch porn on Twitter.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the stuff on Twitter. Like people like that's why it's the most reliable social media network. Like with all the news sites and that. And if people have worked out how to tap into it,
Yeah.
and just put up your fucking porn stuff. People want to watch, they'll be watching. Freddie's now redoing it. You're reconnecting.
Let's do a
Tinder
porn
account.
voice.
You're,
Just the three of us.
you're reconnecting. You're reconnecting with your Twitter account now. I take it. That's I remember you. I remember you. Your photos of you back when World Cup 2013 on
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
You look 15.
Yeah, on Twitter, I used it to bag out Gus Gould for a couple of games, and then I was like, I'm gonna get off Twitter. I'm gonna say ridiculous stuff when you're blind watching footy.
Oh, there's plenty of blokes on there. Like some people post on there every day. Some of the people I know have Twitter handles.
But all it is now is throwing lines out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
They'll just
Oh,
say
yeah,
ridiculous
yeah, it
shit
is.
and try to get people to,
Yeah.
you know.
And it works. It works.
Yeah.
worldwide.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
That's
people
why it's
that'll
fucking
buy it.
huge.
You put out ideas, or if say you're picking the best 20 players of the last 10 years, you'll put up, I don't know, your maybe 11 to 20. People will go, how could you pick him? He was fucking shit. He wasn't that good. Things like that. Like, and
You
people will blow up.
Yeah.
You should put a post like at Clarkie's, what is it, fucking corner?
Oh,
Clarkie Corner, I'll fuck you up, bro.
Clarkie's column.
Is he Brisbane based?
No, he's
Gold
in
Coast.
Sydney.
Gold
He,
Coast.
yeah, he's at the Goldie, and apparently one of his cousins is one of the Uruguay boys. Like, so I
Okay.
didn't want to say too much thing, but
And also the
Your
Goldie,
mate-
he might be a bit connected. Like,
your
so-
mate, yeah, no, they got rid of all the bikies down there. It's a friendly place now, the GC.
Mm.
Well, it's all about fun and good times. People just surf down there. It's just like Summer Bay now, really. It's a real nice, friendly town. I like
Bikers, that
Melbourne.
is. Righty's for you, not me, Dano. It's just
Yeah.
like that on there.
Yeah, just let Roddy do his
they-
thing there for a minute. I'll just follow
There's a lot
around
of
the corner.
bakeries. There's a lot of bakeries in that. I think the bikies used to own some of them, but
Yeah.
I don't.
That's a good
But-
way to fucking fondle money.
Yeah,
Like,
they had many. Those dudes don't survive for as long as they do, not having smart advisors, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
But yeah, like it's like your mate Brian Lowe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pointed out. He pointed this thing up. He did this story thing like plugging Joey Eichner when he played Intrust Super Cup last year.
Yeah.
The first American-born player to play Intrust Super Cup, and I said, no, that's incorrect. 1997, West, when they were at Barden, when they were in Cup, had a guy called Sheldon Davis play for him that year, and he played like half a dozen or more games in Cup. He did not even acknowledge this.
Yeah.
Bergs did a story on this guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but he would not even acknowledge my tweet. Like, he feels, your mate, Brian Lowe, he feels he's some sort of like the messenger of the gods for rugby league, and he's
Yeah.
always got
There's
a,
plenty of them
turn-
around. No.
you know,
Well,
like,
chuck him in on that Twitter then too. Like Clark's Corner and Brian Lowe.
Clark, he's calling Brian Lowe.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
You want some of the right man?
Yeah.
those sort of things. And he's got some sort of beef with Nate. He can have a personal feud with me. I need a personal feud in isolation. I've got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Insult people. And, I like to do that for fun. You know, like he is from Brisbane. That embarrassed me more. That this Brian Lowe is from Brisbane.
Yeah.
Some he's like the prophet of the gods for rugby league, you know, spreading the word. Some of his plans to fix the game over there are fucking terrible. That's why it's shit house. You've been living there for 20 years. Speak up, douchebag. Get things happening. If you can fix it, go and get in the right people's ears. That's my advice to him.
Yeah. So if you reckon we could organise a boxing match against any one of these guys, which one would you choose to
I
take
don't
out
care.
first?
I don't care.
It's a mere formality for the right man.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Who you
But
win the
just
ring
light
doesn't
'em up, you
matter.
reckon, right?
Oh, mate, who cares? These dickheads, you know, like, geez, we got bigger problems in the world than these fuckwits. You know what I mean? They're just annoying the game. Only trouble is in this isolation. These a lot of people who don't know shit from clay,
Yeah.
they get more of a platform to speak, and that's fair enough. It's a free, you know, it's a semi-free world. We're not in North Korea. This is not Nazi Germany. Everyone has opinions, but but to begrudge everyone else for having opinions, if you're posting your opinions, you've got to be able to accept other people's.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of keyboard warriors, and they come out.
yeah,
more
and
more
things
in
like
these
that.
times,
And you
eh?
see some of the things blokes say, like to some of these people where they know they're never going to see them again, you know, like, and bag these blokes out and talk. Some people going, you know, saying to people like Ben Hunt, there were blokes saying to him, "You should kill yourself," and that when he wasn't playing that well for the Dragons. What the fuck?
Yeah. That's just those
horrendous.
fucking losers
Yeah.
throwing shit out to try to
Yeah.
see if they can get someone famous or something to comment
saw-
on their thread.
I saw a thing too, and it was Chad Townsend was talking about it. He said, well, you got to realise that these fellas, they just throw their 2 cents in, and then they walk away. Tomorrow they've forgot they've even said it. And these NRL players, you got to learn to move on, because if you dwell on something that bloke said, he's just a fucking nobody who might have thrown 2 cents in, and he it means nothing to him because he just throws it in, he's gone. Then the bloke who reads it, he sits there and dwells on it,
Yeah.
it fucks him over. If you just forget about it, he just threw it in, and you just fucking threw it out
It's
as well.
Well,
it's like
what
you-
was that
matter.
column, Dano, where old mate claimed picture with the bird who was with Tyrone May in that drama he had where filming having sex with her and
Sally,
no, he claimed it was he
Oh,
claimed it was
Tyrone May, yeah,
Mark
yeah.
Guy's daughter.
yeah, yeah.
And then he thought he was untouchable, just throwing this out, and
Yeah.
that was totally incorrect.
yeah.
And they tracked him down. Paul Kent spoke to another online rugby league blogger who had an idea of him, and they just tracked him down.
yeah.
And he was apparently saying to people, "Where are they going to send issue the court papers to? Let them come," sort of thing,
Yeah.
thinking you're never going to get caught. People
It's
feel
not
they're
that hard,
untouchable.
and word of mouth these days shit gets pushed around pretty quick. You know?
Yeah, and you can be. Everyone can be tracked down in the world these days.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I've only listened to Kemp's once the other day, and I
Good,
thought it was pretty.
He's
fucking
pretty
funny.
knowledgeable about his business, and he's right. He does have a big following that, and he gets to people, but he does say that it's mainly a footy thing. You know, it's about footy, so you want to be talking content about footy. And Isaac John
I'd
brought
rather talk about other shit as well. Like, I reckon it's a 50-50 mix.
but he said if you haven't got the footy stuff,
Yeah.
you're not going to get the
But
other
that's
stuff.
you.
You know, yeah. But that's
Calling out everyone on Twitter.
and that's the thing. And that's the thing. That's fair enough. I'm not hard to find on Twitter. They can Rightman13. You can always find me and send me a message. I love to hear from people.
Yeah.
And that's
So
the
what
thing.
does he reckon though? Sorry, cut you off.
He just said, he said that if you bring in good footy information first, then and you can throw in the other stuff,
Yeah.
but you got to be bringing. See, like one thing I don't like about that Clarkey, and other people have agreed with me, he tries to make it like he's breaking stories.
Yeah.
And I said it's just the same as me when I see something on Twitter and then I put it on our page, or like for Fox Sport or some things like that. I've seen him regurgitate a story that's been floating around on social media for 2 days.
Yeah.
And then people are going, "Oh yeah, he seems on top of everything."
But the way it is, we could break our own fucking stories, just make it up, and then you put it out there until it's proven to be fake. You know, like people actually believed Dane was fucking the Tiger King until they saw them side by side. They aren't exactly identical,
No,
but
Dane's
it's pretty damn
identical
close.
twin was
And I
doing
talked to Corey Maitland, and he thought it was the funniest. Did you do that post, Roddy?
Yes.
Yes,
I did. A lot of people. That was the biggest
That
one.
was a good one.
That grabbed the most momentum
It was
ever
fast.
out of any post.
It
So
was
did
thanks
it
for
really?
that.
It was
Yeah,
like,
I was
it
up
was
there.
like a big ball of shit rolling down
Yeah.
a snowy hill. It just fucking collected.
It's good,
everything.
and we need to stop talking about Tiger King, but you could seriously tour.
Jeez,
That's
we're promoting that
though.
bloke, and we're
It's
getting
so
no
fucked.
kickback.
Oh, but he's dead.
I've had every
No,
motherfucker.
he's got coronavirus in jail.
No,
Like,
I'm talking to Travis. Is it Travis?
Yeah, that's the guy that committed suicide.
Yeah.
That's me who it is.
And that
Everyone's been into me. Cal's been into me hard.
yeah.
I played golf with Cal on Sunday, and I said, "Good on you, fuckwit. You
Yeah.
stitched me out that fucking the thing you posted the other day. Right, man, put a thing up." And he goes, "Yeah, I saw it. I'm just getting."
He was the
fucking
first bloke to
rinsed
like
by
it.
every cunt."
AJ Humps messaged me last night or the night before and was like, "So you reckon Dano's Travis or the other guy?" I was like, "Travis," and
Oh,
she's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, 100% that."
Well, there's only two. You're a 50-50 bet. That's every-
Good cock, but
there's
real
one.
good cock.
There's
isn't it?
one bloke who is profiting, who was profiting from the coronavirus. The guy who produced the
Yeah,
Tiger
yeah.
King
Money
series.
maker.
That is just everywhere. nearly every country there's someone putting up how they're watching that.
But now I don't know about yous. I think it's Ozarks now. So it's because Ozarks season 3 came out.
What the fuck's
And-
Ozark?
yeah,
Ozarks.
I've never watched it.
Oh, boys.
Is
Fucking, it's legit. It's
Where's it
Jason
set?
Bateman. It's
Yeah,
set
yeah,
in
yeah.
Ozarks, which is, I think, it's like around north towards the Canadian border, like one
Oh,
of
yeah.
the places up there. I could be totally wrong on that, but yeah, I'm not going to break the whole series down, but it's just fucking sick. It's about like a family that has to get out and move to this place because of crime, and Jason Bateman out of like Arrested Development
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So it's got him playing a full serious role, but he's always hilarious anyway. Like
Yeah, yeah.
even him being
Yeah,
sick.
he's a massive
love him.
comedian. Yeah, like,
But watch Ozarks is so sick, and season 3 just dropped, and everyone's just binging that now.
Fuck, I never even heard of
Yeah,
that.
because it was like
That's all
Tiger
right.
King. It was like,
Have
oh
to get
fuck,
onto it.
Ozarks is out.
and how, like, word spreads. Like when they're talking about these shows. Like, I've never watched Vikings, but when a lot of Sheilas talk about, I was watching Vikings, or Game of Thrones, when Game of Thrones was enormous, things like that, or Breaking Bad, shit like that. And then one person, I'll give it a watch. I'll give it a
Yeah,
watch.
well, Better Call Saul's cranking again at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they brought out
That's back.
season 4, I think. So I'm about
That was
5
a
deep.
direct spin-off. Yeah,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it's just as good, I think.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
so-
just break down heaps of shows.
Completely
So
lost
you-
it. I don't watch
there isn't
fuck
much
all
else to
TV
do.
shows.
So, the game we watched, I chose.
what made you choose it?
I was just looking for a couple of teams that no one supported, but it was a good game, and I was going through that. And you messaged me, and I woke up. I was half asleep, and then I just started flicking through, and I remember watching it, and that was good. One thing I noticed, they had both sides unreal on paper. That was
This is
probably
the 2003 preliminary final we're
Prelim,
talking
yes,
about. This
yep.
is the Panthers versus the Warriors.
Yeah, winner went on to play the Roosters in the
in the
GF.
grand final.
Yeah, and probably the best